So for today's video, I'm doing some simple calzones that are affordable and so tasty. This recipe will make roughly 4 to 6. I only did 4 with it. You can choose to do 6 though. All you need is some marinara sauce, some form of a meat, cheese. I like mushroom and onion and stuff like that in mine, and a store-bought pizza dough. Now, store-bought pizza dough is not always available. It just happened to be so that day. The green onion tips, keep them, and you can plant them in a small pot of dirt that I always keep in my kitchen. And basically what will happen is it will regrow over time. Dice everything really small or it will not cook properly in there. You'll notice that I'm a little bit out of camera view. I apologize for that. I didn't notice until a few minutes in. The sausage, I just actually pulled one large sausage that I had in the freezer out, thawed it a little bit, took the casing off, and then diced it into little cubes like that, fried it up, and that's all I did for that. Now, you'll see that I kind of underfill my calzones as well. For me, I prefer the breadiness of everything. I know not everybody does. I know most people probably prefer the filling to the dough, which is where I say you can definitely make 6 out of this. The other thing I'm going to bring up in advance is the marinara sauce. The one that I picked up is a runnier version of a marinara that you wouldn't normally use for a pizza sauce. However, in my case, I don't actually use a lot of sauce in my calzones or in pizza in general when I make it. So if you are a sauce person, I would recommend getting a thicker one that's jarred out of the regular aisle. So get your pizza dough out onto a lightly floured surface. This bottle is actually just a leftover bottle that we had. We cleaned it out, put flour in it so that it was easy to dust any surface with it. Kind of a nice little hack for your kitchen if you don't have one. Now all I'm going to do is roughly cut these into 4 even pieces. If you want that perfect uniform round, I do recommend cutting it, forming it into balls, letting it rise a little bit again, and then rolling it out. I will say that the dough did not want to cooperate very well with me today on this. So stretch it a little bit by hand to get it to the rough shape you want, and then you can roll it out. Like I say, for these ones, for me, they did not roll out properly. They stayed more square instead of circular, but it's home cooking. I don't have to worry about it being perfect. Once you've got it to the shape you want, just add a couple teaspoons of sauce, or again, if you want it saucier, add more. But in the end, you're going to add extra sauce on top of your toppings as well, so don't just add to the bottom. As you can see what I was talking about, it is a lot runnier than you'd find a normal pureed marinara sauce. And again, you could easily add 2 to 3 times the amount of filling that I did. I'm not a huge fan of an overstuffed calzone for me. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of parm, a little bit of the green onion, a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of sausage. It's a great filling. Don't forget that extra little spoonful of sauce on top, though. It helps everything kind of come together in the cooking process. Now fold it over and just start at one end and fold it in on itself bit by bit. And you'll get that little bit of a twisted pleat pattern on it. And if you did it properly, you won't have those square edges to deal with. In my case, though, the dough didn't want to cooperate, so I kind of had to stretch those out a little bit and bring them around the edge. Of course, the first one I did looked the best, but in the end, it doesn't matter what they look like, it matters what they taste like. You'll notice that the pan isn't floured or oiled. Make sure you flour or oil the pan. I did end up flouring it at the end, you will see that. Not sure how I ended up rolling out what looked like a piece of toast there, but makes no difference. It still rolled up just fine. I sped this part up because I didn't think you guys needed to see 10 minutes of me rolling calzones. But this does give you an idea that they don't have to look perfect or the same. Another nice thing about making these, especially if you're making for a few different people, it's very simple to change it to be vegetarian. It's very easy to change it to meet a lot of different dietary wants, if you will. Right? You might have the picky kid in the house that only wants cheese in it. Or, for that matter, just meat and sauce. But it makes it very easy to adjust this on the fly to whatever you need. Now, all I'm doing right here is lightly oiling the tops and adding some Italian herbs and spices, along with a pinch of parm. When you're baking these off, they'll take around 20-25 minutes, somewhere in that area. What you're going for is that golden brown, but not burnt, of course. The outer crust should also be able to be pushed in and bounce back. This is what they look like when they're done, though. That one stuck a little bit, but came off just fine in the end. When you cut them open, you'll see that it's just this beautiful little mash of delicious pizza flavor. Nice and crispy bottom on it. But this is really how simple this is. I do hope you'll give them a try. They are incredibly affordable. They honestly cost less than $10 to make all of these, because you can just use whatever you have in the house. You don't have to buy the parm. You can make a really quick marinara yourself, which if people want to see that, I'll do a quickie follow-up to this video with a very, very fast marinara. But otherwise, I do hope you enjoy the video and give it a shot. If you have any ideas for future ones or future things that you'd like me to simplify for people on a smaller scale and a smaller budget, please let me know. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.